But has the national narrative begun to shift on the Lions?
The Lions are doing the right things. Normally, you're not getting national pundits commenting on the Lions at all. Like, we used to not even be able to get on ESPN. Our pick would go during the commercials, and then they'd come back and highlight the next player that was drafted.
They saw through that. They're like, we're not there yet.
The bandwagon's going to catch up, and when they start doing well, this city's going to be on fire, man.
Has the national narrative, this is going to sound crazy, coming off a 3-13-1 season, but has the national narrative begun to shift on the Lions? For real. Like, I'm talking for real. All the ha-ha, he-he stuff that we laugh about and all that kind of stuff. And on Twitter, same new Lions said the Lions, respecting Stafford's wishes to be dealt, now appearing to be making wise use of the acquired draft capital, are things that well-run franchises do. Under Holmes and Dan Campbell, ultimately under Sheila, it feels like we've turned a corner here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I feel it.
Do you?
I feel the momentum shift.
Do you think nationally, though? Do you think and that's the question for the YouTube chat poll. Do you think that the Lions have turned a corner nationally in terms of perception?
Yeah. I mean, you look back to draft night, right? And you go on Twitter and you see who's tweeting about the Lions. You see the draft grades that come out after that. But, you got a guy like Dan Orlovsky saying, hey, be warned, NFL, the Lions are coming. You got a Chris Sims who says, hey, the Lions are doing the right things. Normally, you're not getting national pundits commenting on the Lions at all. Like, we used to not even be able to get on ESPN. Our pick would go during the commercials, and then they'd come back and highlight the next player that was drafted. So this year, I think every one of our picks got their highlight segment. So even those small little aspects, to me, show that the national narrative is changing. We're going to get the draft here. And that really doesn't have much to do with the team play, but it still is the overall concept of Detroit is something now. It's not just this laughing stock in the league. People can go to the city. They can enjoy the game. And on top of that, we have a competent GM. And, you saw after they made the trade with the Vikings, people were clowning the Vikings. They weren't clowning us. They were saying the Lions fleeced the Vikings.
I thought that was a little overcooked.
Yes, but no. At the same time, anytime you could take all we essentially did was move up 12 picks and move down 12 picks in the third round for a first round pick. You're never going to be able to do that again, really.
Yeah, and the Vikings didn't value anyone, so they said, hell, we'll take a third round pick.
Right, but you also heard at the same time, I think I mentioned this the other day when Dan Campbell is in the background and the Vikings are saying, yeah, we'll take this, and Dan Campbell's like giddy as a kid, and Brad Holmes like, shut the hell up, Dan, you're going to blow this
doing the
for
Moneyball
all of us.
stuff, yeah.
Exactly, because they knew that, oh my God, we were willing to give up this. We only had to give up this. So the fact that people liked the trade, they thought it was a smart trade. Not only that, the people that we drafted, they thought were good people that we drafted, which goes with last year as well. So you got back-to-back years of solid drafts. Obviously, we have to wait till the season plays out to see if it was officially a solid draft, but on paper it looks good, right? So yeah, I have felt the momentum shift, and I've been a Lions slappy my entire life. But even now, I can go to people, be a slappy, and I'm not looked at like a complete idiot.
At least not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
And not for your Lions fandom.
Right. And that's nice. Normally, I'm looked at as an idiot because I love the Lions so much, and I think they're going to do well. Now, the bandwagon's going to catch up, and when they start doing well, this city's going to be on fire, man.
Dom Rivera says, I'm getting a margarita for sure, but in my defense, at least I'm Mexican. All right, Dom, appreciate that one. Chuck says, yes, and maybe too far, too fast. And, again, the hopium is running through the veins for longer than I thought it would. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of that. But I really feel that, though. I really feel that. And I've been told I'm a hater, but for me, it's a lot of what you said. When you listen to the pundits, and look, the talking heads are the one thing, but I mean like football guys, like football that played the game and all that stuff. It does kind of warm the heart a little bit as a Lions fan that maybe they have turned that corner. And look, I told you guys this. When they showed up on the scene, I said, I got to see a draft. And then I saw a draft. And they plucked 3 starters out of that draft.
Right.
And I said, oh, that's what I'm talking about. Finally, somebody came in here as advertised and executed what they did in their previous spots. The trade of Stafford, obviously, that helped too. Because, again, they acquired the draft capital. And you could talk about the draft capital that they received and all that kind of stuff and what Stafford did. I don't care because he's gone and they have the draft capital. it was just what it signified. The value of the draft capital, valuing how you build a team, valuing rookie contracts, all the points I've made for a while. And it just goes back to they are building a team the way you build a team now, today, in today's day and age. And through it all, if you go back and look at all the football teams that win Super Bowls, that play in the Super Bowls, a good portion of them are homegrown. They're drafted, they're homegrown, they're on rookie deals, all that kind of stuff. I finally feel like the Lions are going in that direction. And look, we're fans, so we're conditioned to think a certain way.
Right.
I.e., when the hot name receiver is out on the trade market, and Lions fans just from everywhere go, how do we trade for Tyreek Hill? How do we get him here right now? They saw through that. They're like, we're not there yet. We're not to that point where that move is going to make a difference. In theory, all that move will do is hurt what you're trying to do.
Well, and how about standards? We have standards now, right? They went after a Deebo Samuel. They put their offer out there, which it was reported that the Lions were offering them the 32 and the 34 for Deebo Samuel, but they didn't accept, and the Lions didn't overpay. That's where I think in the past we would get in trouble. It's like, we want this guy. All right, cool. But there's no limit to what we're going to do to get this guy. And we're going to do something that's going to be a detriment to the team down the road. I think Brad Holmes is, no, I'm not going to do that. I know the value of what I have. And luckily, we've been able to hold on to some equity and some capital. And we were able to turn it into Jameson Williams instead of Deebo Samuel. So it's just, it all makes sense. And we said this going into the draft. Like, I think we were all at peace just going in knowing that I don't care who they take at number 2, because you know what? The guy sitting in the room making the decision is actually smarter than me this time.
Right.
And he knows stuff I don't know. So even if he takes somebody I don't necessarily agree with, I can understand that I'm probably not as smart as that guy, so I'm going to go with it. And he earned that through last year's draft. That equity came from last year's draft, and he's built that trust.
And that's where it was with me, even through, and I know I've been labeled a Hutchinson hater and all that kind of stuff.
Why? Because you want him to produce?
Well, yeah, I mean, those were the villainous reasons.
Listening is easy. Comprehending is hard.
But I said that, though. I said many times on this show, you guys know that, I looked into this camera and said, if Brad Holmes deems that Aiden Hutch, I'm more of a Kayvon guy. If he says Hutchinson's a guy,
right?
Hey, if Brad Holmes, hands me food and says, eat this, it's good. Okay. Brad Holmes said it was good.
Yeah, because I eat it and it tastes like crap. Then I'm like, okay, Brad Holmes may not have it all together, but he has never shown to mislead me at all.
He served 5-star cuisine in that first draft, and it tasted good.
Oh, so good. Tastes good still.
It does. And you know when else it's going to taste good? This year and next year when you have St. Brown on a rookie contract. And this, and I don't feel that this was discussed enough with the Jameson Williams thing. And Sam always appreciates these kinds of things when I say it. So I'll go to Sam Flannel with this. Sam, do you realize that instead of trading 32 and 34 to the 49ers for Deebo Samuel, a $25 to $30 million a year contract, you have Jameson Williams now for under $5 million a year?
And Jameson Williams, at one point before the injury, was projected to be the number 1 wide receiver. And he's a guy that has Tyreek Hill level speed. So I'm obviously very, very thrilled. And with a contract situation, that's just the icing on the cake.
I think it's a no-brainer. Even the most ardent Lions fan that was pounding the table and say, make a deal, go get Deebo Samuel. If I said, hey, I can give you Jameson Williams for 1/5 of the money, and you get to keep 32 and 30, that's 100 out of 100 Lions fans would say yes to that scenario, right? Or am I crazy? 98 out of 100.
I was going to say, I mean, there's always a couple idiots in the room, so I'm not going to say 100%, but yeah, no, why wouldn't you take that deal? And I think the reason why a lot of people were, at least I was so hell-bent on going to get Deebo, is because I didn't think we were going to trade up to get an elite wide receiver. It was like, all right, we'll be able to get somebody at 32, but that's not really going to change the game for us. And obviously Brad Holmes felt the same way and used his assets to trade up to number 12.
Jameson Williams said if he never hurt his leg, he would have ran the fastest 40 time ever in the combine. So
I love swag like
he's got confidence and nothing else.
I mean, you saw him when Braylon was breaking down film when I was filling in a couple weeks ago. Braylon was breaking down Jameson Williams' film, and you would see him like on a crossing pattern just run away. And I'm talking make SEC talent cornerbacks look like high school kids out there trying to track him. And it's impressive how fast this guy and the acceleration he has coming off the ball.
On our YouTube chat thread, Pistons fan 11, it's shifting with people that actually watch and know football, not the talking heads that don't actually watch the games. Harley Brown says, I feel a shift like never before with the Lions. But then there's also Chrome, who says, when we start winning. And that's kind of where I lie with it. For all, hey, I've taken the needle. I got the hopium needle, flowing through my veins right now. I've done that.
Right.
But at the same time, that if you roll out and you're 2-9 again, then you're 2-9.
Right. But this is winning. What they're doing right now is
Bingo.
winning. This is baby steps towards winning, right? This isn't the game on Sunday, but not every game is won on Sunday, right? It's won during the week with the coaching scheme. It's won during the draft process. It's won by keeping your players happy, wanting them to play with you. Those are all little wins along the way that should lead to wins on Sunday. Have they yet? No, but it should.